I ain't getting nothing popping up yet. Let's see here. All right. We are live. Sweet. All right, everybody. We are back. I changed up some settings on the stream, so hopefully we can have a little bit more stability now. And guys, here he is, the man of the hour, Aggro Ed, Chief Promotion Officer over there at Splinterlands. Say welcome, everybody, and how you doing, Aggro Ed?
It's a pleasure to be here. So, awesome. Been working hard for a little over 2 years trying to get this game to push the boundaries of what can be done, and we're sitting right at a cusp. The thing that I've been working on is really trying to get the game to be able to expand quickly. Mm-hmm. And where we're at right now is that we're pretty good at onboarding crypto friendly gamers,
right?
But the gamers that are not crypto friendly still take some hand holding, and it's not like a really efficient process.
Mm-hmm.
So we're taking, between now and hopefully the end of August to really streamline what we've done. And if that all goes according to plan, then we can really start like pushing not just a cryptocurrency audience, but a mainstream audience, and really bringing all these people into the fold.
Right. And that's the idea, right? It's taking gaming and getting them into that realm to where it becomes kind of a seamless thing, instead of, I don't know what to do. What is cryptocurrency and who are these people?
Yeah, I mean, when Matt's the co-founder of this project. Mm-hmm. When Matt and I did this, we really, we just believe wholeheartedly in the value of cryptocurrency and the power that it brings, and we want to mainstream it, and it's gonna be really hard to go do that with, like DeFi or something. Not everybody's going to want to sit around speculating on tokens. I mean, yeah, there's some Robinhood traders out there, but if we really want people here, we have to give them something that's entertaining and useful. And so for us, this game is really what we hope is the first mainstream blockchain project. Mm-hmm. to reach not blockchain gamers, but just gamers, and for them to feel like this is a really awesome project. Right.
Let's see. I just started kind of getting to it. I wanted to play more this week, but it's been a mad week. And like I said earlier, once I played the first round, I was like, wait, what am I doing? And then by the third or fourth round, not even really looking at how to play, I had a grasp on how to play.
Nice.
So it's not one of those ones to where it's like overly complicated. You're not jumping into Dungeons and Dragons when all you've played is dominoes. You know what I mean? It just, yep. There's not that big of a learning curve.
Well, we try to, it's a funky mix. So we try to make the game as simple as possible for people to pick up. So mm-hmm. like your actions are pick a summoner and pick some monsters. Right. You literally just have to click on a card. Like it's the thing that you have to do is not terribly technically challenging. The thing that is technically challenging is designing a really good team,
right?
Versus a particular opponent and a particular rule set, and that is a mental exercise, in part because we keep a relatively short timer on it too.
Yes.
So you don't have like 20 minutes to go pick the perfect team. You have to have a pretty good sense of who your team is at that particular league based off of those rules, and compared to what your opponent has done for the last couple matches. Mm-hmm. You got to slap all of that together in like 2 minutes. And I, that time pressure and the whole thing, it makes for like a quick, fun experience. That usually leaves people wanting another match.
Yeah, no, and that's when I got into it, because when I first dug onto it, like I said, I was like, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. And then, like I said, by that third or fourth round, I was like, okay, I need these cards to go with these cards and stuff like that. And then earlier in the show, the first hour, we were going into more of like, we're digging into the website. And some of your community was talking to us and kind of, showing us the ropes. And I was like, oh wow, so you can combine cards, you can level them up, you can buy your packs, and then you can actually even earn packs just from doing the quest. So
and you can rent cards.
Yes.
Like that, with what I really want to do is make some things that you can't do anywhere else, right? Like, and so if I had some really expensive card from Magic the Gathering, and like you weren't my best friend in life, I'm not renting you that card.
Right.
The chance that I get it back, like even if you're going to pay me $1 per week or something, and it's like a $500 card, whatever the values are, the second that it leaves my house, I'm going to have very little confidence it comes back.
Right.
Whereas on the blockchain, I submit a command from my wallet that says, using my keys, that says, give this to Tendo. And if for whatever reason I'm not happy, I submit a command that says, give it back. That's the end of that.
That's super cool.
So I want to showcase things that are enabled by blockchain that can't be enabled any other way.
Thank you for the follow, Warren P. Funk. I got a question for you, Mr. Agroed. Agroed, what were some of your biggest influences / inspiration behind Splinterland? Something like old school Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, so I think I started in trading cards at all because of Garbage Pail Kids, and so it's been really fun for me to go see Topps come out on the Wax blockchain. Dude's minted $200,000 in an hour.
Yeah.
With this last series. I mean, that's amazing. This is 30-year-old intellectual property.
Right.
Like this is not like Star Wars or something. Like this is like Garbage Pail Kids.
Yes.
You haven't seen these things since like the early 90s. So it's great to see that. I played a ton of Dungeons and Dragons. I still sometimes do. And I played a bunch of Magic. I played a lot of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do a trading card game, in part because we knew that like the nerds that like crypto are the same kind of nerds that like trading card games. It's the same nerd. But we were really conscious of like, we're a couple dudes starting from nothing. There's no way we're going to out Hearthstone. Right. Like we can't win that battle. So part of why this game looks different, feels different, and plays different is that we wanted it to be a different experience, because if we just completely try to compete against Hearthstone, like it's going to be really hard for a bunch of yahoos to make a game that's more fun than Hearthstone.
Yeah. No, I get that, because I mean, Hearthstone, it was literally made for its environment. So Blizzard had built this, universe and everything else. So they honed Hearthstone to that. And it played on those strengths. And on top of that, it was an easy to get into card game when I first started playing Magic the Gathering, it looked a lot harder to get into than what it actually was. Once you understand the rules of it, you can pretty much mix and match however you want. But the Hearthstone, you didn't necessarily had to build a deck from scratch. They would literally just kind of guide you into it. And one of the things that I preach a lot about these games is conveyance. How easy is it for me to gain the concept of what they're trying to achieve? And then, using my skills to be able to, try to be the best that there is in the game. So with Splinterlands, it kind of has that same feel though. You're kind of guided into it. If you go look for how to play, it's very simple, but like you said, learning your teams and your cards and finding their strengths and weaknesses. The one thing that I found that was like really different was the fact that you have a different mana pool each time. So you've got I think that's great. I haven't seen that yet.
Have you gotten into the different rules every time? You kind of have to get further into the ranks before you see that.
No, I'm still just scratching the surface. So please enlighten me.
So what's going to happen is every single match, so this is part of like layering that we do. We don't want to hit new players with like everything all at once. So your first match is not a random mana with 2 rule sets and, less than 2 minutes to pick. So at the earlier matches, you get more time, less randomization, and only standard rules apply. and then by the time that you get to like the later stages of the game, the mana cap can go from anywhere from like 14 to completely uncapped. It limits the number of teams that might be available to you. There's up to 2 different unique rules that might be impacting the game. Like every monster gets 2 armor, or every monster that doesn't have flying might take 2 damage. You know, there's like 40 different rules that can be applied.
Oh, wow.
And so literally every single match is going to be different. Because your opponent will be different, what quest they're doing will be different, the cards that they have available will be different, the mana cap will be different, the rule set will be different, and what teams you're allowed to play will be different. Like literally it's like when both Matt and I played a lot of Hearthstone and we got to high levels, and like high level Hearthstone, you're just grinding the same deck, you know, 600 times to try to get to the top.
Yes.
And here, there's no one perfect card. Like what there is in certain scenarios, specific cards are severely overpowered. But it's like in really limited doses.
Right.
So there are some favored cards, and there are some cards that are generally more useful than others, but there's no one magic card that is going to like, I use this every single game, because you're either not allowed to, or it doesn't make any sense in certain rule sets, or I don't know. We've just tried to, we really want all the cards to have sort of unique roles in how they play out.
Right on. So one of the other questions I had, I know you just kind of briefly touched on it a little bit, but Zero.tv, he said, it's a great game, but just a question. How can Splinterlands attract the regular gaming crowd, or is it totally not aimed at that crowd?
No, I mean, that's everything that we want to do. So I've done Facebook ads. I've spent maybe $2,000-$3,000 on Facebook ads, and I can get new players from there. And it costs me about $1.50 per new player that comes through ads.
Right.
And they'll sign up. But we haven't built out the like new player tutorial. And it's not just like how do you get into the game, but you have to start learning things like how to navigate keys rather than passwords. You know, what the hell is an exchange? Why do I need an exchange? Like what is all this stuff?
Right.
So we have a bunch of videos that we've made, and we have a tutorial idea of what we're going to implement. The next month is really about getting that stuff live into the site. And you know, that's what we've determined is really like the last step that we need, assuming that it does its job, in order to go really start ramping up our outreach to gamers, not blockchain gamers, not crypto nerds, but gamers.
Right.
And so hopefully we can get them here, because you know, Blizzard doesn't yell at you and be like, hey, look at what database we use. Right. I've never seen what database they use. So nobody, you know, the real world outside of our own little crypto bubble doesn't care what blockchain these things are built on. But I do think that they'll care about like, hey, wait, you're telling me I know exactly how many of this card are in existence, how many are on the market, and what the price is. Also, what the win rate is in these different scenarios versus those other rule sets. Like just the amount of granular detail you can get because all the information is on the blockchain is pretty extraordinary.
Wow.
So what we want people focused on is really like the benefit of being able to trade the cards and transfer them and buy them and sell them at your convenience, being able to use them to actually earn something of a real world value, you know, because like I earn card packs in Hearthstone, but there's no actual value there because there's no secondary market for those things. So, and just like honestly, what blockchain unlocks is just unparalleled access to information. Who's the best champ in the different rule sets? You know, what are who's killing it at the highest leagues? What's the best team at the lowest leagues? How do I design teams that are winning in these different rule sets? And you can go, all of this information is public, can be pulled up, and it's just pretty different.
Yeah, no, and I can agree with that. I mean, I've been, you know, I've been a nerd for many moons. I played a lot of different types of card games, and I've seen a lot of digital ones come over the years. A lot of them kind of lack their own soul, if that makes any sense. They usually go off of a straight copy of an idea that's already out there. And when you get that, you kind of end up with the same old thing rehashed over again. But when I played this game, there was just different elements to it that made it unique. And when something stands out like that, that's why we reach out to you for the show, because it's nice and refreshing seeing somebody taking a different take on something that's been done.
I mean, I think it would be impossible to get here if we hadn't done it the way that we did.
Right.
I mean, nobody wants to go play a shitty version of Magic. You would just play Magic. Nobody wants to play a crappy version of Hearthstone. You just play Hearthstone. Yeah. So what we want to do is give you these cool new benefits and advantages, but not be directly competing with them, because that it like will just get smoked. Those companies are like $1 billion per year businesses. Mm-hmm. And you know, we're $1 million per year business. That's pretty awesome for a new business, but we're not, you know, I don't have the number of people and I can't compete directly. So, but those guys don't offer what we do. I mean, we have players that have like a collection that, you know, they could go turn in for an SUV if they wanted, right? Like, and I don't really know people that have that in Hearthstone.
No.
That's because everybody knows that the money that you spend in Hearthstone is like pure entertainment money.
Correct.
So, you know, I put $300 into cards. I enjoyed my cards. I enjoyed my time, but it's gone. It's like going to a movie theater. The money is gone.
Right.
And that's just not the case when you're talking about NFTs and things that have prolonged ownership outside of just the game environment.
Right. And see, that's what the blockchain answers a lot when it comes to the digital ownership, because we've seen in previous like physical trading card games the value in them and stuff like that. But just like you're talking when you're playing Hearthstone and games like that, if you purchase it, it's a one-way street. Yes, you add to your collection, but if you stop playing that game, that's where the buck stops. And in this particular case, you're gaining out the gate. If you're working and grinding and everything else, there is a chance of getting something that, just like you said, could pay off an SUV. And
well, yeah, like all right, so the most expensive card in game history is like $6,000.
Wow.
For a single card, so that's pretty good. And it like when you earn a pack, you know, we just say you earn these cards, but the players then value them at whatever they want on the secondary market, and we don't impact that or like alter that. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But some of those cards have traded for like hundreds of dollars, you know, like, so you could buy like a $2 pack and get like a couple $100 card out of it.
Wow.
So I mean, it's just neat to see. It's neat to see the sort of value that the players put on these things. So like, we had alpha edition cards and we sold 300,000 packs at $2 a pack. And so the maximum that the cards should have been worth is 600,000, and yet the players currently value them over $1 million.
Oh wow.
So so where did that value come from? Why do the players want them? Like how is that all happening? I think those are pretty interesting questions that people that like NFTs pay attention to and think about. And part of that is that I think we designed some really neat economics into the game. With the most powerful being, you mentioned it already, the way that we combine cards.
Right.
So like when I bought a pack as a kid for Magic the Gathering, you open it up, there's like 12 cards in there. 3 of them are really cool and 9 of them are just trash. And you know, you put those in a sock drawer or something, you don't worry about them, but they're basically wasted cards.
Right.
And in Splinterlands, even the common cards, you have to go combine hundreds of them in order to go get to a maximum level. And you want the maximum level because the higher your rating, the more crypto you can earn.
Yeah.
And so there's a desire by the players, both competitive, but also just the earning aspect. It makes the players want to combine these cards. And so I didn't really have expectations for how quickly this kind of thing would happen. But what we saw is that so like I said, there were 300,000 alpha packs. There were 300,000 alpha packs that we sold. There are 5 cards per pack, so that means that there are 1.5 million cards, individual cards that went out. Wow. And right now, the total circulating supply of alpha cards is under 300,000.
Oh, wow.
So 80% of the cards have been squished into more powerful cards, so that we're much the circulating supply is one hell of a lot smaller. So that to me is one of like the most brilliant parts of the economic system that we've built.
Wow. So we've got a let's see, we've got a few questions out here. So one of the first things that somebody was saying says the game is filled with a lot of bot players. So do you have bot players on there, or something? Basically, that something would kind of fill up the matchmaking if there wasn't like a lot of people playing out there.
Well, a little bit. We when we started, we weren't all that concerned about the bots because we did just want game liquidity, right? Like if at some point, if you don't have enough players, like you hit match and there's nobody there, that's not a fun experience either.
Right.
So having some bots we think is good. The goal is to make this game as decentralized as we can in the like priority setting that we have to do. So, the fact that the whole thing is built on a blockchain and every single transaction is on a blockchain, we think makes that a pretty good for like basically compared to any other game or any other project. Usually not all of the project is on chain, but we are.
Okay.
So that to me is a big piece of this. And when we're doing that, like, we certainly don't want any bots to have any advantage or perceived advantage. That's terrible.
Right.
But we really don't want it so that like we're trying to get away from the central authority. So like the people that are like, we want a decentralized game and we also want you to kick out bot accounts.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't really get both.
Right.
So what we want is a decentralized game. And that's a spectrum, and we're at a certain point in that spectrum, and we're always eyeing to try to get more and more decentralized. I actually think there's a point where if they're like too decentralized, it actually becomes a pretty terrible experience.
Right.
So
no, you're right.
We're trying to find that balance of how far can we push this and still have it be awesome, and part of that's just going to end up being like, we are not going to act as a central authority to remove the authority of another account to play. That's kind of against the ethos of the game.
Right.
And if that means that bots are going to play, then bots are going to play. But from the game design, we have to make sure that if you do choose to bot, you don't have any advantage over regular players.
Okay.
So that to me is really the key. Have we perfected that? No. But we are constantly making changes to both kind of tolerate bots being there while also not favoring them.
Right. No, I get that. And see, that's the thing. I have played a lot of blockchain games, and one of the issues is like if you're stuck in matchmaking and it like goes on for 30 minutes, you're not going to come back and play that game anytime soon. And I'd rather get set up against a bot so I can, try to grind out my quest than just have to sit there and twiddle my thumbs. So I can agree with that. So we got another one that kind of came up real quick. It said, thanks for the answer. I think he was talking about what was you were trying to bring in the regular gaming crowd. He said, that makes a lot of sense. It's a whole other ecosystem. My concerns are that leveling cards and bots being okay. This makes sense here because it's blockchain based. Worry about it being seen as pay to win and unfair. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's always been stake to earn.
Okay.
And we put in level caps because we don't want this thing to be infinitely play to win or stake to earn. I think that I get that comment a lot when brand new players start. They're like, "Oh, it's pay to win," and I generally think that it means that they don't have a full appreciation for what we've built yet. And so I stopped for a while there, I would shout down every single person that said that. But it's not really like a good strategy. So, you know, I just let them vent, and a lot of those voices go away. I mean, they start like that, but then they're like, oh, well, because you don't actually have to stake that much to earn. Like, you can start earning right away without having staked really anything. So the question is, like, how much do you want to be able to earn here? And that means that you need some combination of a quality deck, time spent, and really good strategy. And there are plenty of players that will tell you, I have an amazing deck and I earn very little because I get my butt kicked. I have other players that will tell you, you know, I've rented a handful of cards and I've made it into the top 50.
There you go.
And, when I saw one of the articles that came by, the guy's name is Jace, or at least he goes by Jace KW as his username. He rented $12 worth of cards, and he was able to go get into the top 25.
Wow.
And so when I saw that, it was like, you know, you guys can complain as much as you want. The reality is, a highly skilled player can come in, not have to spend that much money, and actually earn more money than what they've spent. And so I just don't really believe the argument. It's pay to win. I think that players just haven't fully experienced that ecosystem. They haven't gotten it all. There is some element where you have to stake to earn more, but you really don't have to stake much or really anything to earn. So I don't know. It doesn't resonate with me. And
it makes sense, because see, the thing is that they're probably so jaded by the microtransactions and everything that happens in typical gaming. They see it and they look at it like a book. They're looking at it and reading the cover and saying, this is what it is. But just from the little bit of playing that I've done, and just a little bit of scratching the surface and actually going through and reading the FAQ and going through those things, you quickly realize that no, this is not. You have the option, yes, you can buy your cards, just like every other card game that's out there. You can buy your packs. That's why it's a card game. We want to collect. But you can also combine your cards. Like you're saying, you can rent your cards. You can earn packs just by playing. So it's not one of those things to where, oh, I've got a few bucks so I can be number one. No, it's going to take you some skill.
That's not us. It takes some money and it takes some skill, but you know, pay to win, I don't like pay to win because you actually don't really pay us. Like, I know that that's a weird statement, but keep in mind, in Hearthstone or some of these other games, like I don't know if Clash is a great example. I know that there are some people, but you know, some of these mobile games, you pay money and you get nothing back. Right? You don't own anything. You don't have ownership. You can't transfer it. You can't sell it. So that is literally pay to win. There are some of these games where you spend, like, you get into the top guild and you spend $2,000 every week, and you have to do that if you want to maintain your spot. Right. That's pay to win.
Yes.
Like here, when you buy a pack, you own a thing. Like the thing is in your collection. You didn't like pay me for entertainment. You exchanged one currency for a long-lived asset that you have the ability to use at your discretion.
That's cool.
So so I stopped fighting it, and I typically think that guy's either new to crypto, new to this game, new to something, maybe jaded from something else. But so I like. There is a limited amount of truth to it, but mostly I just think that they don't get the whole ecosystem yet.
No, you're right, because it's a new concept. See, that's the thing. Gamers have used cryptocurrency for years, but it's always been a one-way street. It's never been something that comes back out. And if you look at some of them, especially like a lot of the phone games, I play one. I think it's like AFK Arena. It's one of those typical just over grindy. One of the characters cost like $99, and this is the normal thing. Now, the thing about it is that you can combine these characters, and they're not good until they're fully combined. And if you combine this one character and spent the amount of money that it would take, this one character out of a team of 6 would cost $1,000. This is a normal currency game. You cannot do anything with that character after you stop playing. So if you want to look to comparatively to what real pay to win looks like, that is what it looks like.
Well, so in blockchain, what I find, this is a little cynical, so forgive me for this, but I've heard a lot of complaints, and I think all of the complaints can always be boiled down to, I would like a higher rate of return for less money and time invested.
Yes.
And that's what every single statement, not every single, like sometimes somebody's a real bastard and you're just like, I hate that bastard. But other than that complaint, like it's always, I want to spend less and get more.
Right.
And you know, this is a free market here, more so than anywhere else. So if you think that there's a better way to earn a return on your cards or on whatever game token you want to get, then by all means head there. But I don't, that's not the common story that I hear.
Right.
The common story I hear is, you know, I really get the most value here, and I get the most fun here, and I can earn a lot here. I mean, we have an accountant that plays, and like he said, he was able to get earnings at like 30% on the year, like that. You know, my credit card's at 15% or 11%, so he's earning interest, or like he's able to earn faster than the credit card companies can. So if that's not fast enough, then like, you know, there are people that just want to go bet the freaking farm on some crazy altcoin going to the moon tomorrow. And maybe that's where you should spend your time. But this is like, it's this funky mix of, you want some entertainment, you want to hold a collectible, you want to be part of a community, you want to go kick some ass. Like this is, or maybe you're just a trader. Like people want to come in and buy and sell these cards.
Right.
I don't know. There's like a million different reasons why people participate in this thing.
Yeah.
Some people like to just rent the cards. I don't have enough time to play, but I can tell you, I freaking love renting the cards and just getting like a little passive income from these things. That's a joy to me.
And see, like I'm just learning. Like somebody just sent me a card, so they sent me the Tyrius Paladin.
Nice.
So or Palladium.
That's our community, man. Like that, we have a lot of gamers that, you know, if you show up in Discord and you're like, hey, I'm new around here. I heard about this show from Tendo, and now I'm really excited to be here. And if you go type that into the Discord, you'll get like 5 people to be like, hey, dude, welcome to the game. We're glad to have you here. Here's a couple cheap cards. They might help you get started. If you need to learn some rules, let us know. Like we try pretty hard. Like the whole internet, like 99% of this internet is like a toxic cesspool of shit. And in our little Discord, our little community, I've done what I can to the best of my ability to make it like a pretty nice culture. And like, if you want to just be a rat bastard, there's the rest of the internet for that.
Yes.
But right here in this one little spot, we're gonna be kind to each other.
Right.
You can talk trash, that's different.
Yeah.
But we're not just gonna go like for the throat every single time. We're gonna try to have some like good-natured discussion around the game and how to improve it. And you guys can, like, they rip on me all the time, and that, like, a lot of that is welcome. But when I just don't want to see players going at each other's throat. I want this to be a productive environment, because you know what's neat about this whole ownership thing is that, like, if the game succeeds, there's already not enough cards for everybody to have the ones that they want. And if we start adding a lot of players, it's only going to get worse, and that makes some people extremely happy. You know, you just can't get that card anymore. If you happen to be holding it, you will be a very happy person.
Yeah, like, he just gifted me a healer. So I mean, it's you know, this is Warren P. Funk, I believe.
Nice guy. He's
a good fella. So the said another one, Tank Hill is sweet. So yeah, I'm starting to like the life. They seem to be able to kind of be able to take a good punch and stay out there. I still got a little work to do on them though.
Good team. They all have their advantages. I know that green is sort of the most overpowered, but I have a special spot in my heart for blue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I just like playing the blue team the most.
So it says guilds seem like they don't have a significant role in Splinterlands. Is that where it should be, or there's a roadmap to expand?
It's a roadmap to expand. Okay. So we make some progress, and then we're like, okay, let's let that sit for a little bit, and we'll go work on this other thing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's conscious, and other times it's like, oh, this area is exploding, and all the players are like throwing all kinds of shit at us for this, so let's go attend to that. Mm-hmm. So most of our time is spent really trying to proactively build things that we want, and every so often we're just stuck with like reactive development. But in this case, we built some features for the guilds. We put some more ones on hold, in part because the guilds, what we want next are the two terms are either guild tournaments or wars. We're not really set on the term yet, but guild versus guild combat, and then guild versus boss. So we want boss fights in here too. Oh. And both of those live in a game mode that we recently developed called the Anytime Tournament. Mm-hmm. So the old tournaments, forgive the nerdy term, were synchronous, meaning that everybody had to sit there at the same time and play, during the same multi-hour window. And if like you were somewhere around the world and it was midnight, tough luck, because you have to sit there and play if you want to be part of this. Yeah. And it was great as a starting point, but as a global game, it's not really friendly. Mm-hmm. Invented this thing called the Anytime Tournament, and now you kind of like submit all your teams, and it's like this Swiss style tournament, and it's way more convenient because now you don't have to like play at 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. But so what ends up happening is that whole thing that we built is now the basis for the guild tournaments and the guild wars, or the guild wars and the boss fights. So so the complaint is valid. It is not valid to say we've done nothing. We've done like a lot of it only looks like we've updated the tournaments. We've given out $135,000 or something like that in tournaments to our players.
So we need to touch base on that after this.
But now it's so we've given away the money into the tournaments, and it looks like only tournaments have changed. But I would say everything that we did for the tournaments are going to be applicable to boss fights and guild wars. So the guy that noted it needs more work is correct, and that's one of the major projects that we are. I would say we are actively designing it so that you'll get faction points or your guild points. You'll be able to spend them at a guild shop. There will be some earlier levels where you can spend dark energy crystals or credits to upgrade it, but eventually you have to use your faction points to get to a max level to be able to get the max rewards and unlock the most like badass things in the shop. So all that stuff is coming. Everybody wants this stuff faster than what we do, including us. But
I'm getting like all of these cards rained down on me right now. Oh my god. Just one quick shout out to everybody who's sending me these cards. Thank y'all so much for welcoming me to the community, and this is definitely a really good representation of the Splinterlands community. Just a big shout out to you guys.
These are people, man. Like I like these guys have given me so much shit over the last 2 years. I swear I wouldn't change a minute of it. I mean,
right.
I really like our community. I really like our players. There's like one or two that I could get rid of, but with very rare exception, I just think that like we have gathered some of the finest people on the internet. Crypto is amazing. The generosity and it's this whole mentality of we all go to the same moon. that's what happens when you own this stuff. And anybody that has half a brain knows that if like we're sitting here being toxic bastards to each other, like the game isn't going to grow. And so, you know, you need to find the right balance of being able to share and speak openly if something isn't going right. But at the same time, you got to be able to be like, hey, dudes, here's a new player. Let's welcome them and help them feel comfortable here. Maybe they'll invite all their friends. And maybe not every single one of these people wants to buy my entire collection, but let's hope that, you know, every so often one comes along and there's some mega whale that wants to go spend boku bucks and, you know, buy up all of these rare cards that we've been holding on to for a while. You know, we've seen it happen before. And certainly like I sound like a broken record at times, but you know, I think the best days for Bitcoin are yet to come, and I think that will bring wonderful things for the whole ecosystem, and then that will include people that, you know, like if Bitcoin skyrockets and the altcoin skyrockets, we're going to have like a lot of people that used to have some extra funds are now going to be millionaires, and the question is, what are they going to do with that? And I have some high hopes that they'll be buying Splinterlands cards like it's going out of style.
Cool.
Or like it, you know, limited edition collectible that you won't be able to get later on.
Super cool. Yeah, like I pretty much have a whole deck now. Like I got this like evil chicken. Like I got a bunch, like a couple unicorns. Like, I mean, my the life deck that I now like I can kind of roll with is, yeah, it's kind of a beast. I can heal and then, you know, redo my armor, and I'm liking this.
Yeah, you know, some days they infuriate me, and other days these guys are just like literally the best people I could ask for.
That's family, man. That's just how it is.
It is. I mean, these guys, I don't know. I work an absurd number of hours to try to make this game as amazing as possible. You know, I do it selfishly for my family, but also like, you know, this community has given me and Matt so much. Like, you know, I quit my job. I'm able to do this full time. Like, my asshole boss is me, and like I like work from home, and I'm not commuting, and it's not some like corporate soul sucking gig that I hate every day of.
Yeah.
Like this is, I feel like I'm at the cutting edge of technology. I feel like I'm at the cutting edge of like, we're at the vanguard of mainstreaming crypto, like literally us. We're the number one DApp in the world. We are like, I guess maybe these exchanges that are giant are doing more, but there's not a lot of companies that are pushing the boundaries the same way that we are, and that's really exciting to me.
Awesome. So So I've got a Furious Chicken now. I will be putting that on the next deck, guys. I just got into Bronze 3. I'm getting some of my quests done. And, like, I really just started, like, hardcore playing it today. So, I'm digging it. And I just won my next round. So, I don't have any complaints. And, you know, I have, you know, over at the Zenzo community, we always kind of, you know, we laugh, we cry, we bleed, we do all that kind of stuff together. And to see another community coming out and do that kind of stuff, it's refreshing, because there are so many communities, well, so-called communities out there that just kind of leech off each other. They're always trying to one-up each other. They're not trying to help each other out. They're not trying to push everybody forward. And obviously from this community, it's the polar opposite. They want you to get better because they want more people in the game. And that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, that the whole thing is the number one thing that this game needs is eyeballs. And there's a whole pathway for getting us eyeballs that might involve you know, raising funds or new development or partnerships or a million other things. But ultimately what we need is new players, more players and new players. And hopefully what we're doing is building a fun game as a base, building this rewards aspect so that you can earn, and then incentivizing the players so that they feel a compulsion to bring other people into this. And so here, like, this is the exact kind of experience that I want new players to have, where it's like, hey, I'll talk about this. Hey, I'll do this. And like, holy crap, who are all these cool people that are helping me like that? I don't know, guys. I can't see who's in the Twitch because I'm just on the call, but
Yeah.
To the folks that are there, I just want to say thank you for being awesome again. You know, Matt and I appreciate it, and we wouldn't be able to do this without the players that are doing simple things like this. You know, it's like, here's a 3-cent card, and maybe that's not like the it might not be some massive financial thing, but the experience that you're having of like, hey, wow, this is a really cool community, and it only cost some player 3 cents to make that happen. I mean,
that's cool.
But the fact that the guys are willing to do it, that's, I don't know, warms my heart. Thanks, fellas.
That's super cool. That somebody just gave me a 3-star comment. So I mean, it's like, if they're seeing, like, they're watching how I'm playing, and they're like, oh, well, I bet he would do probably better with this or this, and y'all are sitting there helping me out. And I mean, before, like, right when I started the show, I had somebody coming in, they were, you know, telling me about the game and, you know, getting me a little bit more learned on everything. And it's nice, because when I remember, like, I was playing, what was it, TFT from League of Legends not too long ago. There is no, like, hand holding in that game. Like, they are just going to straight drive you in the ground and not tell you anything. You might find that one-off person that's willing to help you, but if you have a whole community backing you up, I mean, how can you not learn how to play the game?
Yeah, like, League of Legends is the most toxic community, and
yeah,
I enjoy participating in that. You know, you fail, and I'm so happy to just like throw salt at somebody. But that's what happens when you have no stake. You know, somebody makes a mistake or they don't play as well, and there's no reason for you to be kind. You can just be whatever level of bastard you want without consequences. Like, you know, you're going to be lesser beings of our human nature,
right?
And it's different when you have the cards and you have this collection, and you're thinking about not just this one game, but the long term you know, pathway for the game. It's not just me and Matt like twiddling our fingers being like, how do we make millions? It's this whole community being like, we want these cards to have value. What do we need to do? And Matt and I try to think through, how do we incentivize it so that all of the decisions end up going the right way. So like, you know, we're the blockchain that we use is the Hive blockchain, and it's got this whole social media component to it. And so it's been awesome to go use the social media component to get the players to write posts. We'll go upvote them, so there's micro payments to all the players, and then the you know, more audience is exposed to what we're doing, and that is a it's an upward cycle. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. More posts get created, more players get found, more players are authoring posts, more players get found, and like we just keep growing the game.
That's awesome. I just got another card from Ronald McDonald. I got a big sandworm now. Thing hits for 5 on melee, so yeah, we're gonna figure out how to use that, because I did play around where it was 99 mana cat. And I was like, okay, I can just put all my big baddies out. Which, having a match like that every now and then is kind of refreshing, because it, like, you know how you used to play Magic the Gathering with your friends and you kind of wait attacking each other until you have, like, all your badass cards out? So, that's what that round kind of feels like, is having the ability to throw out all those badass cards at one time.
Yep.
So, I'm going to play one more ranked match, then we're going to go into some marbles races to finish giving out some keys. So those keys gave me the spell books, right?
Yeah, so you can start playing the game for free so that you can test it out and see the mechanics, but you can't actually earn anything from the game until you've purchased an account upgrade that we call the Summoner Spellbook. And the Summoner Spellbook allows you to enter tournaments, and like I said, we've given out $135,000 or so. You can earn daily rewards, get your daily quest rewards. Like if you actually want to earn by playing, you have to have that Summoner Spellbook, and these codes give you a free unlock for that.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So that's what we're going to be giving out in the marbles races here in just a few. So be sure to stick around for that. We will be starting those races here in about 10 minutes. So hold on to your horses. Now, remember I was just talking about that 99 Mana Cat match? Well, that's what I've got. So I need to... Oh, God. I'm not ready for this.
Team.
All right, I got this. I got this.
Well, tell me what you're going with.
Well, I've got the Tyrius Palladium. I've got a Sacred Unicorn, Shield Bearer, Silver Shield Assassin, and a Peacebringer. And I'm fixing to bring out a few more.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see. Because I don't have a whole lot of magic ones.
Yeah, that is the plight of the life team.
Let's see, I'm probably going to give up my assassin because I need... Where is he? Do I already have him out? I don't already have him out. Where is he?
Running
there we
out
go.
Of time.
I know.
Running
I
out
know.
of time.
Stop
Crisis.
it. No. Not like this. All right, we're gonna. Come on. Where is it at? Everybody's throwing me so many more cards. I don't know where anything's at anymore. It's like the best problem to have, but it's still a problem.
First world problems if ever there was one. I have too many things and it's hard to organize.
All right, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm rolling with it.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
So, so how many of the audience do you think is getting exposed to Splinterlands for the first time?
Well, I guarantee you some people from our camp are probably seeing it for the first time, and that's I don't know how many viewers we have specifically over there on Twitch right now. We do have 5 on DLive, and we do have a few on YouTube. So if any of you guys out there haven't seen this game before, if this is your first look, definitely drop us a line. Let us know what you think.
Are you streaming on Theta as well?
I am not streaming on Theta. I tried. I got a Theta key personally, but the platform that I used to restream, you had to get the paid version to use it, and I was like,
Oh well,
because it's pretty hard to get a Theta stream key.
And that's what I've heard. Like they'll let you earn, but not everyone.
Yeah. So I did have one, but unfortunately I don't have one anymore.
Yeah, see that's the whole debate of centralized or decentralized, of like, no, they want everybody to have value, so they are protective of that key so that it's not like 8 hours of streaming paint drying with the hope that they earn from a bunch of so correct. Watching.
And there's nothing wrong with protecting your product. I think more people should do it. It keeps the house clean, as I like to say. But there's always somebody out there trying to cheat the system. And if you can kind of have a door guard, kind of vetting people as they come through, and so be it.
Well, part of what I like about what we've done with the game is that yes, you can earn, but the door guard are literally all of the other players, right? Like you can run a dumb bot, but your dumb bot's going to get capped at how much it can earn because the other players are typically strong, like a lot better than the bots. I mean, maybe you can write some amazing bot, but I don't know. What I see is that our leaderboard is consistently comprised of players. Sometimes those players are multi-decking, so that they are getting more than one account high in rank during the season. But that's not the end of the world to me. It's like, you can play more than one deck.
Yeah.
But
I just got me another win. Whoop whoop.
Nice. What's your rank now?
Let's see. I am still bronze 3, but I am about to unlock my daily quests.
have you checked out the tournaments much at all?
No, I've looked at the events page, and I did say something. I wanted you to kind of briefly give us a little description about the whole tournaments page.
Yeah, so I'm the guy that like makes all the individual tournaments.
Okay.
And so there's alpha only tournaments, there's all cards available tournaments, there's gold foil cards only tournaments, and we have a whole bunch of different leagues, meaning like you have the gold, bronze, silver, and champion leagues, and that determines what level of cards you can play. So like this gets back to that, like the dude that was complaining, hey, it's pay to win. And it's like, well, not really. I mean, because what happens is that if you pay a certain amount, you are eligible to win a certain amount. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing that says you have to keep paying more money. Like we just don't, like the game ethos is not, okay, come in, spend nothing, do nothing, and earn all of it. Like that's not fair to the people that do come in and spend a bunch and play a lot and put their time and their effort. And so the balance here is that the higher your rank, the more you can earn. And getting the highest rank typically requires getting higher level cards. It doesn't mandate it. It just typically requires that, because there's usually somebody that is not only better than you, but has better cards than you. And that combination is usually enough to go keep your rank low.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's because I've just kind of started digging through it. I went to the Novas League. I do have free entry, but I don't have, I don't think I have alpha, beta, or the promo edition cards yet, but I can get into the other ones, and it costs 10 of the dark energy crystals.
That's like a fraction of a penny.
Yeah, but no, you can. I've been earning those dark energy crystals as I've been playing, so I can earn my tournament entries just by playing the game.
Exactly.
That's cool.
What. And the other thing, so if you look at some of those tournaments, they cost like 2,000 or 4,000 dark energy crystals to enter. But if you hit the correct rank, then that goes back down to 10 dark energy crystals. So if what we don't want, like if you have a bronze level deck and you're in a champion league, we don't want to force the champion league players to go like sit through and like baby seal club, like 50 opponents before they get to the real opponents.
Yeah.
So if you're at the right level, it is free for you to join. And if you're not at the right level, but you don't care, you just want to join anyways, then you can pay to join that tournament. But otherwise, it's meant to make it so that they're all actually competitive environments. And we haven't done that perfectly, but those are some of the improvements that we keep trying to make to our tournament system.
Right, but it's got to evolve. You got to start somewhere. You got to figure out what works, what doesn't work. Build on the things that are good. Take away the things that you feel are bad. But you have to start somewhere. And I really feel like that y'all have got the proper foot forward, because everything that I'm seeing so far, it makes sense. There's a justified means for everything that you're doing so far. And just in the little bit of time that I played, I've already gained the confidence into going into ranked. And I mean, I'm under 50 matches guaranteed. So it's pretty cool.
Matt and I are both nerds. I'm a science nerd and he's a coding nerd. And we both have this kind of systems thinking and design thinking, and that's pretty central to the way that we've approached this. So we try not to leave any stone unturned, in part because when we do, we hear about it for weeks from the players.
Right.
So we do our best to roll out the best updates possible that positively impact the most players and negatively impact the fewest players, because the consequences of not doing that are like ears full of screaming for weeks on end.
I like how you have no filter on that. I feel like you've just like heard enough bullshit to where it's like, look, I'm tired of it. Leave me alone.
There's absolutely an aspect to that, but honestly, the players earn the right
Yeah.
So don't feel too much sympathy for me. I mean, these guys own like an SUV worth of cards. Like they have the right to complain and argue about whatever they want. Like
I think that says a lot about you, man. I think it says a lot about the project. That's cool.
You know, my one request of them that I've made about this kind of stuff is that if you guys are going to complain and it's in Discord, don't complain in the general chat where new players join. Go complain about whatever you want in what we call deep dives. And that's really my only request, because I like that goes back to the culture that I want to set, and that is, you know, for the new players, we want it to be this warm, inviting experience where, you know, guys like you who are not like deep into the weeds of like, you know, why is it that on this particular match with this rule set that it goes in this order? How dare you?
Right.
Like guys get pretty passionate about it. So at times we get that level of intensity about that level of minutia, and it means that we built something awesome that people care that much about. But for like a brand new player seeing that out of the blue, it's like, what the hell is wrong with these people? God. So I just, you know, I want the players to have a healthy line of communication with me and with the developers, so that we won't take into account everything, and we'll never get it in the timing that they want. Because like the people that don't develop video games and don't develop blockchain video games have no idea how difficult this is.
Yeah.
The balancing act that we've done this entire time of between like the personal needs, the business needs, the community needs, development needs, designer needs, what resources are available. Like, I know it feels like we're going slow, but compared to just so many things, like this game is still pretty breakneck for its pace.
It's so hard, and I get that because I'm literally in the same space, and you see these companies that have raised, you know, $25 million with these ICOs and stuff like that to build a game, and after 3 or 4 years, they still don't have anything.
Out shit.
Correct.
I mean, we with like almost no money raised. I mean, we've sold a lot of product. We've raised to date like $200,000, something like that. Like it's pretty small. You know, this has been like a bootstrap company. You know, Matt and I are pretty smart dudes, but it's not like, you know, we're coming from the top of Blizzard to go start our own thing with like connections to 500 venture capitalists. You know, like we're a bunch of dudes that just started this thing in a restaurant in Philly and said, hey, wouldn't this be fun?
That's pretty awesome.
And we've come a long way by doing that, but it's been a slog. And I've watched game after game like pop up out of nowhere, do really good, and explode like 6 months later.
Yep.
You know, Prospectors is an example of that. EOS Knights is an example of that, where I was like, man, I wish I had as many players as EOS. Nope, never mind. So
well, and you know, I've seen it personally too. I'm not gonna cast any stones, but I really want to. But it's a blatant scam. You should not have to pay 1.5 ETH to buy one character at the chance of getting something good. You shouldn't have to, just to get through the door. You can't even get a character until you're pulling that kind of money out of your pocket, and that's bullshit. And we all know it. That's why they don't survive.
That's brutal.
But we are going to go into a game of marbles right now. This is going to be for 2 spell books. So first place winner is going to get a spell book, as well as second place. So if you want to join us, all you got to do is type in !play, and that's going to put your marble out on the track. And we're going to kick it off in just a minute or so. So one of the questions that we just had pop up, it was any updates on the lore side?
Anything in particular? Like lore?
All I got was any updates on the lore side.
I mean, let's see. I guess the next major thing is so we put out the campaign guide. So like I don't know if you know this, we wrote a book about the Splinterlands. So there's like a 250-page book or so, and it just describes the continent, the people, the creatures, the everything that's part of this. And like whenever we add new new characters, new components, like how we're designing the map or everything. Like we're going to add land. That land is going to reference all the land and the different countries that we put into the what we call the campaign guide, or the encyclopedia of Splinterlands, basically. And so next up, like the next development that players will see will be the Asmare dice. So Asmare is the continent of the blue team. And there's some squiddy guy that is rolling dice, and so this is a new type of booster pack that you can get, and it will have like new summoners with new stories and backgrounds for them. There should be maybe 15 new monsters that's part of this kind of like mini set.
Cool.
And we'll do some airdrops with that. So the current design for the Untamed is every 100,000 packs we release another airdrop. So if you had the earlier you have bought packs, the more airdrops you can be a part of.
Okay.
Well, we're doing that for these Asmare dice as well, and with the dice, I think it'll be 50,000. Wow. Don't hold me on that number, but every 50,000 packs there'll be another.
We got him on video, guys. He can't back out now.
So, I think it'll be that, because what we want to, I think the way that this is going to work is that we're going to release a 1 mana legendary monster with every single 50,000 packs that go out, and there'll be an airdrop. So if you get the first packs out of the dice, you will be eligible for all the airdrops. If you buy in the middle, you will miss out on some of those airdrops. So we really, the goal is to get people to buy the packs early, so that this game can survive and keep growing, and we have funds to go get new players in here.
Awesome. And see, you're basically revealing bits of your business plan as you've gone along through this show. And finding that it's not this overly protective, over elaborate thing that's trying to push the game forward instead of trying to line pockets. Because, you got to eat. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with making money off of a business. There is something wrong with exploiting people to make your business basically boom so you can just benefit the reward. Because just like you were talking earlier, a lot of these games had come out, and just like you said, they had this great thing coming out, and then boom, they explode. Main reason is that they only thought to a certain point. And once it got to that certain point, it didn't matter to them anymore. The game can end. I've already got money. That is done for all the wrong reasons.
Oh, that's terrible.
It really is. So let's see, Amir76, you are the first prize winner. So we've got Zero.tv. I don't know if you guys already got your spell books or not. Let us know right there in the chat.
Well, even if they don't, you can still give them one, because this game is a social game, and so if they got like a brother, a friend, a parent, or somebody.
Sure, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like, if you have a friend or something that wants to get into the game, but may not have the $5 to get into it, give them the key. So please come over to our Discord. We got links right below. Just basically DM Wolven or Urine B, and they will get you that copy of that key as soon as possible. All right, we're gonna kick up another race. Then this has been one of the good shows, man. Like, every checkpoint has been really good for different reasons. But when we go into crypto gaming and just gaming as a whole, I'm very passionate about gaming. I grew up in the arcades when if you had a pocket full of quarters, you could be God for a couple hours. You know what I mean? And
it's awesome.
See, go ahead.
What was a game where you have a ship? Oh, Rampart. Rampart was one of my favorite games. That I've spent $300 in quarters on Rampart.
Yeah. My favorite game to play in the arcade was Primal Rage. I would always play as the Raptor. Like, that was my number one go-to character. And I was 8 or 9 years old, beating people twice my size and age, and there was nothing that they could do about it.
It was pretty fun. Big fan of Gauntlet. Red Warrior.
God. Oh, dude. Now, see, this is another thing. Everybody knows Golden Axe, okay? And they all think that there's 3 versions. There's actually 4. There is actually the Return of Death Adder. It's Golden Axe 4. And it was just in the arcades before arcades died. And it was one of the best multiplayer games that I played in the arcade.
I don't think I ever played that.
It's a little known, you know, when everybody thinks about, you know, Golden Axe, they think of the first 3 games. You don't ever hear about Return of Death Adder. And I think it's a shame because it was really one of the good ones. So yeah, Gauntlet was epic. Let's see, they need to bring arcades back. Yes, they do. Unfortunately, during this whole COVID mess, that would be one of the first things closed down. But with virtual reality, who knows? Maybe there'll be a virtual reality arcade out there very soon. Maybe you'll be able to use cryptocurrency to pay for the cabinet.
I'll go plug one of our partners. We're teaming up with a company called Silica Nexus. And so when you go into like a Dave and Buster's, you earn all these tickets, and then you go and you get prizes that are like little parachute guys or like a little bit of candy. What they're doing is they are redeeming those tickets for NFTs. And so you'll be able to go into like a Dave and Buster's or some other type of arcade, play the games, and then go purchase Splinterlands NFTs. So I know we're all waiting for this stupid COVID thing to blow over. But more reason that when this thing opens back up, you should be able to go hop into an arcade and walk out of there with, you know, things that will have long-term value. These kind of sets.
That's cool. That's super cool. Said AgroEd, this is a great opportunity to build an arcade machine to play Splinterlands. That'd be really dope. Funky.
But you know, I guess one of the things that I should talk about is like with the NFT aspect of this, like, you know, what you own as a token, and we can go interpret that token in lots of different ways. So it's always been on my brain that I want Splinterlands right now is like this one trading card game, but with enough time, money, and resources, it could be a battle royale. It could be a real-time strategy game. It could be a city builder. It could be a million of these things. It could be like a tactics game.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to allowing the same token, the same like NFT to be usable in more than one game.
That's cool. See, that's something that like we kind of talk in the Zenzo camp too. What I saw like kind of like in Mass Effect, the ability to have the results of a game carry on to another game, or items carry from one game to another game. It's something that has been talked about a lot. Now, I remember playing like the old arcade games, mainly one called Golden Tee. Everybody remembered that game. It was literally a golf game. Pretty simple, but you could carry your account to different different cabinets. And that was kind of like, I was like, man, that'd be kind of cool. Now that we're in this realm with cryptocurrency and everything else like that, I think it would be cool to have a gun in a first-person shooter, but then also have it as a card in another game. But as long as it's in your wallet, it shows up in those multiple different games. It'd be pretty cool.
So I recently got an article into Cointelegraph where we were talking about like what does it look like to have these NFTs and everything. And like, you know, the vision I have is that like you go into a shoe store, you buy a set of Nikes, you get a physical pair of shoe, but you also get a digital NFT version of the shoe. And then, you know, you scan that, get it into your wallet, and then you go home and you go put in like NBA 2K or something, or 2020, and you transfer the digital Nike onto one of your players. So now you've like jazzed up your center, and maybe it gives them extra speed, or it gets them extra health, or who knows what stat it could change in the game. But now we're involving the NFT platforms, the gaming platforms, and all of this other like retail commerce can now also be part of this whole ecosystem.
Very cool. All right, guys, we got the next race going up. So if you guys want to win you a spell book, type !play. Get yourself out on the track. We are going to start the race here in just a minute or so. So hurry up. But I've seen a lot of, like I said, I've seen a lot of different blockchain games. I've seen a lot of things kind of come through my screen, as it were. So far, with what's out there, what do you really think is going to be the game changer for adoption in blockchain gaming?
As a company, I'm hoping it's going to be us. But honestly, what I think will really make the difference is getting intellectual property that everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, our wizards are cool, and our orcs and whatever. Like, I like our cards. I like our art. I like our lore. But to date, there's like 40,000 people that have ever seen it. I guess it's more than that now. We've had some tweets that have gone pretty viral, but you know, maybe there's like a couple million people that have seen it, and there's like 20,000 people that feel somewhat invested in it.
Mm-hmm.
But compare that to something like Marvel and Captain America, or you compare that to the NFL or the NBA. You know, these are the guys that have like NBA. Last time I looked at something like 700 million fans. You know, like even if you just get 1% of them, that's 7 million. My user base is like 40,000 accounts. So let's go do that math. I'm going to go take 7 million. I'm going to divide that by 40,000. And I would 175x my player base by getting 1% of the NBA. So like, or 1% of the fan base of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So this is part of why I'm so excited by watching like Garbage Pail Kids do well. Like the Wax blockchain, they minted $200,000 worth of cards in 1 hour using 20 to 30-year-old intellectual property.
Yeah. And
just imagine what that looks like when like real corporations with current day intellectual property, when like the hot thing is now, you know, for sale, limited edition, get it only now, not enough for everyone, please push and shove.
Right.
And that's when I think this stuff will really start going ballistic, when the characters that we feel pretty attached to, you know, like Tony Stark is just an awesome character to me.
Yeah.
You know, how much would I be willing to pay for that gold foil, platinum tinted, ultra rare first version Tony Stark in that ultra rare skin? Like, you know, you just can't get this anymore. They don't make these like that. You know, you'll never see it again. And there's 300 million people that want them. Are you going to get this now or no? And it's like, you know, when you get to communities of enthusiasts that are that large, that's what I think is going to just outshine this, because it's an absurd amount of money that's sitting on the table.
Yeah.
Like you know, your ability to digitize, tokenize, and monetize entire franchises can be enabled by this stuff. So I think our game is really well positioned for that, because we worked out a lot of the kinks of how that can work and how that can scale and how we can do that. But that's part of why we're here. I mean, it's like you're asking a barber, should I get a haircut? Like, I just think we are sitting in the right spot for this technology to onboard these big companies and show them that, you know, your 30-year-old IP that people have forgotten about can get you $200,000 in an hour. Let's go look at what your current IP could do. Right.
That when it comes down to it, you know, what I feel would really change it is once the conveyance is there. Blockchain and crypto has this kind of shroud over it to most people. It's really not that difficult once you start going down the rabbit hole. Unfortunately, that initial breakthrough of getting through the, you know, overthinking it, because a lot of people will. And it's like, oh, well, it's cryptocurrency, I don't want to do this. Because a lot of people still think cryptocurrency is illegal. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure that there probably is a few out there, but the majority, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, all of these big ones, they're pretty much legit. They're kind of tried and true. You could pretty much buy a car, property, or, you know, a few other things with Bitcoin. So, and I'm pretty sure the government just legally classified it as a type of cash. So it's very much legal. And once we start getting past all of these stigmas, us being on the forefront, you know, Splinterlands, Zenzo, all of our different companies kind of coming out here to represent cryptocurrency and blockchain gaming, it's going to be very important for us to be able to put that message out there clear and concise, because there's going to be a lot of garbage out there, and a lot of people are going to have to sift through that first before they get to either, you know, project. But when they do, we need to draw them in and get them hooked and let them see that value. So I'm really excited to see what the next couple of years hold for blockchain gaming.
I think it's a one-way valve. You know, like once you've gotten over that hurdle, you know, how do you go back to playing other types of games, right? Like how do you say, like, okay, I've $500. What am I going to put this thing in?
Yeah, you don't want to play Call of Duty 50? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think you're going to run out of. I think it's going to be hard to justify spending a lot of money when you're not getting a return, when you could get the same kind of entertainment and the same kind of opportunities where you can. And I think things are going to feel mandated, because the player base or the user base is going to say, you know, build this damn thing on a blockchain, because they're going to want the information. I mean, like the amount when I got forced into doing weekly Ask Me Anythings because the players just want so much information about what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so we try to provide like a transparent gateway into what we're working on. And but like, how do you go from knowing exactly how many cards they are, who owns them, what their win rate is, and you know how many are buying and selling, how many new accounts are playing? How do you like go from having all that data to having none of that? Like I think it's a one-way valve. Once people start having a good experience with this, it will change the lens of everything that they've done before, and they will demand it.
Well said. Well said. It becomes a standard at that point, and that it should.
You can't sit here and be a gaming company unless you have this. That's where I think the industry will go.
I like that. Well, congrats, Copper Tequila and Dad Gamer. Y'all just won the other spell books. So I think Copper, you may have won one, but I know you got a bunch of people in the NFT realm. So go give that key to one of your friends and get them on Splinterlands as soon as possible. She's also one of our lovely mods, so I'm sure she could find somebody. All right, we're gonna set up another race real quick, guys. When we get this match set up, we need to type !play. The show's moving entirely too fast because of the good conversation, so we got to speed up these last rounds. Now, for the last race, I think we've got about 5 more races. We might trim it down. We'll start doing 3 winners so we can get a few more out there. But for the last race, first place, we need to figure out how much Zenzo we are going to give out to the first place winner. So let's see, right? And now they want us to pay $70 for a video game. No thanks. Yeah, you ain't lying there, Wolven.
Yeah. You know, like in the past, when it was your only option, then yeah, I mean that might be the best, most efficient way to get your entertainment. But now, why don't you just spend $10 and earn some money while you're going?
Yeah, and you're getting something back. You have a chance when you spend $60 on these AAA games these days. You never know what you're really going to get. I have literally bought those games and got it and was like, this is a steaming pile of garbage. I don't care how many people have worked on it. It just doesn't work. And there were some big titles within the last couple of years that really had the potential to be in something really good. Looking at you, Fallout 76. Shots fired? Did I shoot? Yeah, I shot. But yeah, there's no excuse. When you've got this team and you've got the budget, there are certain things that just have to be there. The drive, the want, the know-how, all of those things need to be there, but there also needs to be that passion. You need to care about what you're building. If you have somebody who enjoys building something, it will reflect in their work. If they hate what they're doing and they pretty much have a gun to the back of their head, it'll probably come out bad.
So can I take a moment to pimp 2 small projects that I'm pretty happy about? So one of these projects is called SplintX, and it's put together by the people we call the Splinterns. And so I work with a company called Blockchain Founders Fund, and they work with like blockchain startups. And they put out a call to be like, hey, if you guys want an internship, let us know. And they got 2,000 applications.
Oh, wow.
Just absurd. So they're like, hey, Splinterlands, will you take some of these? So
Sure.
I'm a former college professor, and I kind of jumped at this chance. And I said, all right, now give me some young people to do this.
Yeah.
And so I have 2 marketing dudes, 1 front-end dev, 1 back-end dev, and a data scientist. And we're putting together a marketplace for cards, and it's called SplintX.
Wow.
So everything there is put together by like college sophomores. So take a peek at that, because I think it's pretty cool. Just to, I don't know that we'll ever make a dime off of this, but I feel like, it's a pretty neat thing for these kids to have on their resume, and to just get college kids kind of learning more about this and get some more blockchain developers in the world.
Yeah.
So that was one project I wanted to just briefly mention. And then the second one is one of my pet projects is a website called NFT Showroom. And it's a place for art. So people will tokenize art, kind of like a makerspace or a super rare or a rareable. This is NFT Showroom, where on the Hive blockchain you can go mint artistic productions. And there's no gas fees. It takes 3 seconds for the transactions to transfer. It's like right around $1 right now to go mint a new piece of art. And we've seen a couple $1,000s worth of art having already been sold, while this thing is still basically an alpha.
Wow.
So I love Splinterlands, but Splinterlands by itself is not enough. And we have to have more reasons for more people to come here, so that there's more interaction and more opportunity. So my brain says, let's go build some marketplaces.
There you go.
So this is my pet project. So if there are artists or people that like to collect art, NFT Showroom would be I wanted to share SplintX and NFT Showroom with the people.
No, that's cool. That's super cool. I mean, and I agree with that. You got to have your peripherals, man. You got to have those extra things. You have to go somewhere other than just Splinterlands, but tying into Splinterlands at the same time. I get that.
Yep. Well, now, I mean, this is this weird Web 3.0. You go and you earn some fiat, and you buy some cards. With those cards, you earn dark energy crystals. You convert them to Hive, which you then use to buy art or mint art.
That's cool.
Who saw that shit coming? But then that's this world that I'm trying to build of all of these components are overlapping, interrelated, tied together by exchanges and community and people. And that's what I'm trying to build. Splinterlands being a massive part of that. But again, not everybody is going to be a card game player, a trading card collector. So I want to get art and photography, or build some dating sites, or like a job board. Like there's a million different ways that we can use these markets. But to me, it's just all other ways to. I think that like your attention is like a river. And what I'm trying to do is build an eddy to hold it. And if there's one cool thing in the eddy, then we'll capture X amount. But if there's 20 cool things in the eddy, maybe we can keep your attention there forever. And that's what I'm hoping to do.
Very cool. Congratulations, Eagle Lair, Chris UKTV, and Seattleite. Wolven and Kakios on the Zenzo team, so they are not eligible because they already have spellbooks, I know. So, Eagle Lair 13, Chris UKTV, and Seattleite, please come to our Discord. Links are below, and message the lovely Wolven or Mr. Urine B, and they will get you set up with some keys. All right, we're going to set up another race. We've got about 25 minutes left in the show. It's so crazy how fast these shows go sometimes. Doesn't feel like 3 hours at all. Alright, so next track is up. If you guys want to join in, you need to type !play. And that'll put your marble out there on the track for a chance to win.
So how long have you been doing this show?
Been doing this show. This is the 8th one. So we've been actually doing it for about 9 months. I had missed a month because I had somebody pass away in the family, and I really wasn't in a state of mind to get on a stream. But we have done once every month since, I want to say last year, the last month of last year. So since December of last year.
So another one of my pet projects is we have a Discord that is called the Peace, Abundance, and Liberty Network.
Mm-hmm.
Within that, we built a streaming internet radio station, or I guess it's a interactive broadcast studio that we call MSP Waves. So we host shows kind of like this in there. So if you're ever looking for an additional audience to sort of poke around with, we should consider hosting that show in yet another forum.
I like that idea. We'll have to talk about that one because we're definitely going to be staying in touch after the show. We usually stay in touch with all of our guests because we don't like to bring people in here that we don't necessarily believe in. I'm not going to, back a project that I think is just rubbish for the sake of just having a show. I got to talk to you before the shows and everything else like that. I felt like you had a very, very good outlook on what needs to come to blockchain gaming while also developing and delivering your own vision. And I would be more than happy to dig into that and kind of expand the audience a bit.
Sweet. Well, we'll put that on the radar.
For sure. Switch the roles. Agroed should host and invite Tendo.
I mean, I do shows. I have my own show tonight at, what is it, 9? No, at 7.
7.
So yeah, I got a show in 3.5 hours.
Oh man.
If you want to go talk to my audience for a little bit, you're welcome then.
Sure. Let's see. Well, I might be able to work something out.
This week, other weeks, I've done actually tonight. We should do it tomorrow. Tonight is I do a radio show called Meme the News, which is like a conspiracy-minded show.
Mm-hmm.
So some people like that. Some people don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. It's not. Some of that is just me enjoying conspiracies, but some of that is just really trying to take the temperature of this nation.
No doubt.
Like, what is happening? What's it look like? And how are people interpreting the same event? Because that's sort of a fascinating. That's fascinating to me. It's like people could look at something like Black Lives Matter in 2 totally different lights of like, here's a repressed culture that's being aggrieved upon, and others say something like, this is a Marxist socialist revolution that's happening under the guise of racial injustice.
Yes.
And to have like, those are pretty disparate points of view.
Yeah.
That just tracking that and seeing what portion of the population or how are people viewing this, that's been it. That is occupies a good chunk of my brain.
Well, I mean, it's just asking the hard questions. Everybody has gotten to this point to where they think if they don't agree with somebody's views, they literally have to outright attack them.
Yeah.
Really, okay, I don't agree with you. Go to the next topic. That is how simple it is. You don't have to tear somebody apart from not being empathetic with you.
No,
you know what I mean?
How dare you disagree?
Flip the table. This stream is over.
I'm not tolerating this. You have a different opinion? That's unacceptable.
How dare you? All right, guys. The next race is about to start. ! Play or forever hold your peace. But yeah, man, you've been a great guest. I really appreciate you coming on to the show and definitely getting me learned on Splinterlands, and everybody who is giving me cards. Thank y'all so much. It was this is one of the good checkpoints, man. I was super excited to bring you guys on, and you did not disappoint.
All right. I'm getting a little parched here. So do you mind if I go take off for a bit and get a drink here, and you can wind up the show for
Hey, no
your audience?
problem. Yeah, we can do that. We got about 20 minutes left in the show. Aggro, appreciate you coming on. If anybody else has any kind of questions, be sure to go over to the Splinterlands Telegram and Discord, and you can drop them there. Thank you so much, sir, for your time, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Good to be here. The website is splinterlands.com, and the Discord is discord.splinterlands.com.
There you go, guys. You heard it.
Thanks so much. Good to talk to you, and we'll be in touch again.
No worries, bud. Peace.
Bye.
That was it, fellas. What do y'all think about that? That was pretty groovy. Always makes for a good show. Was very cool dude. I've got to sit and talk to him a couple different times on the side, and I was really surprised. Yeah, no filter. There's no filter. He's a real dude, and if he hears bullshit, he will call you on it. I like that. I can respect that. What's your Splinter name? I can send you a couple cards. It is Tendo Z and Z, all one word. Dude with choppers ain't gonna have filters. Good stuff. Alright, guys, I think... How many keys do we have left, guys? I think we got somewhere around 7. If you guys want to get on the race, though, it's !play right there in the Twitch chat. I see 19 people out there. We've only got 9 people. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Looks like 9. Okay, so we're going to do 3 more races. And then the last race, what are we going to think? First place you get, what do you guys think? I don't need a key now, but I can't resist. Well, I mean, if you don't need a key, give it to somebody who wants to play. Because I think we're going to sprinkle a couple hundred Z and Z on the last race here. That's true. I have someone in mind. Nice. Nice. All right, we got 10 people out on the track. We are going to crank it up. We are going to have 3 winners. Good luck, everybody. This is how much restraint I have for you guys. My wife came and put this right next to me. And I'm waiting. And I am waiting. Huh. It's calling me. It's the same guy I'm cold staking 200 Z and Z for. Ooh. No, it's gonna get cold. No, look. Show comes first. Gotta take care of the show first. It is a pro breakfast. It smells delicious. It's a pretty cool track. It looks like a poker table. Ree! Ate it! I sent you some DEC and Splinterlands if you want to buy some cards and enter a tournament. Or enter a tournament. Yes, thank you so much. I will probably end up entering a tournament. Just have a bite. No, because if I have a bite, I have to eat all of it. That was super cool. Enjoyed the show. We're really great guests of these past events. Awesome suggestions, no doubt. Tindo's copying with pancakes tonight. I am not copying you. I think it was just Pancake Day. Dark Energy Crystals, Woven. That's what it stands for. Sure. Let's see here. Well, it's all uppercase, so I'll write it how it's... That is how it is written out. I had pancakes this morning too. See, look, it's a pancake day. It's just a pancake kind of day. You can't really go wrong with pancakes. I'm sorry about my green screen, guys. Like, I don't know what's going on with it. I think with all the different lights that I have going on outside, it's messing everything up. So I apologize for that. And my loud child. That copper tequila is sneaking in. Like, I know you can get your hands on a couple keys. I know there's a few people you'd probably be wanting to throw them to. But Mr. B's gonna get the win, but he don't get one. I want some pancakes right now, and they're right there. Copper tequila, you get yourself another key. Evilos, you got yourself a key. And Mr. Seattleite, boom, you just got yourself another. Don't mind me, I'm just in first. Alright guys, if you guys just won, be sure to head over to our Discord, message some of us and our Wolven, or you're in B, and we will get you taken care of. We will send those keys right back to you. You got sniped. Come on, Ego. We got 2 more sets of races. You got this. Come on, Crewer. Don't get killed by the blue wall of death. Because it's coming. This is a pretty cool map. I haven't seen this one yet. Alrighty. Copper, Evilos, and Seattleite. Congratulations. So we got 2 more races. And then unfortunately, that is the end of the checkpoint event. Mark down. Awesome. Alright guys, get them out on the track. Exclamation play. Like so. If somebody on the Zenzo team wins, we just give it over to the next person. These are speed rounds too, so you gotta hurry up. I will start that countdown. Alright, 9 people it is. We're kicking it off. Chris UK TV, I see you. Trying to get out there. Get that last minute balls in. We also do marbles every Sunday. So if y'all haven't given us a follow, please do. You have a chance to come win Zenzo every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will see you guys tomorrow. Or no, I changed the date. It's, or changed the time. It's at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time now. Because I got the meeting at 1 o'clock. My bad. I was busy sending cards. Thank you, bud. I do appreciate it. Yes, I know. I was wrong on the time. I apologize. Alright, here we go. Hey, look. 11-11. Yes, very, very kind. I was really surprised to see how many cards came in during the stream. I was like, oh my god, I have the whole, I have a whole light deck now. Which, that should be a testament to you guys. Go check out Omega. How goes it, my friend? Thank you for the ice cream. Another ice cream. He's making it rain ice creams, y'all. I ain't doing the ice cream chuck dance, dog. If you guys don't know who Omega is, he's a streamer over there on D Live. And if you go catch him while he is live on a stream and throw him some ice cream, a little surprise might just ensue. I ain't doing the dance, bro. I can't. You do the dance. Like, you do the dance. Like, I can't replicate that. Never gonna give you up. Oh, Crewer, man. Come on, man. I thought you were gonna get this one. Chris takes a dive. I take a dive. Alright, Ego. Here's your chance, man. This is your spot. It's your opportunity to get first place. Boom, man. He gets it. Wolven comes in second. Wait a minute. Is it gonna be Seattleite? Kagios? Who? Okay, everybody's just dying. Hey, Guys, okay. Alright, well, everybody died except for Eagle Air. Wow. Well, Woven made it too, but she doesn't get the prize. Alright, so that leaves us with 5. Alright. We're going to do this last final race. We're going to have a total of 5 winners and 1 grand prize winner. We're going to throw you a little extra 200 Z and Z on top of that. That sound good? Sounds groovy? Yeah, I think so. Get her done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last race of Checkpoint Level 8. So please, get your marbles out onto the track for your chance to win the Splinterlands Spellbook and your chance to win 200 Z and Z. That's it. That's all I'm doing. No more. Yep, if we don't have 5 winners, we will split amongst the winners as best as possible. Every marble falls off this race, probably. If every marble falls off, we'll do another one. It ain't no big deal. But we need people on the track! Exclamation play. Got 10. Come on, man. This is the grand finale race. This is when you need to get in. Big shout out to our guests today over there at Splinterlands for providing the keys to be able to give out to you guys. Also for AgroEd coming on, giving all the great information. Thanks for you guys that came out and had questions for him. That's what these shows are about. Big boy race. Feeling like a winner. Alright, we got 10. Here we go. Alright, there we go. There's Mr. Seattleite. Alright, here we go. We're going to have 5 winners, and 1 winner is going to get that 200 Z and Z. Let's see who it's going to be. Rigged. Everybody says that at least once. You are a winner, Ego Lair. You are a winner. Where's Pip at, Ben Copper? He's still working all the time? You feeling lucky, punk? Well, do ya? Working. That's what I figured. I know the feeling. Alright guys, this has been the Checkpoint Level 8 with Splinterlands. I appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out with us today. Apologize for a little bit of issues that we were having earlier. Like I said, the weather kind of cleared up a little bit afterwards, so it's made things a little bit easier. But yeah, that storm was not making things easy at all. Oh, Copper takes the dive. He's loving it. Good. It's good to love what you do. Oh no, Wolven. A crewer, you fell off like every map, bruh. Miss Pip. Yeah, this map is bananas. Seattleite's got the lead, though. Bruh, I died again. As I said, this is not the easiest map. Daughter of May coming in here, though. Kakio's trying and does get through the blocks. God, on this map, it's achievement if I survive at all. It's true. My people needed me. JC's just up here clearing out the blocks for you. Amir 76, Daughter of May. Warren, wow. Okay. Well, guess we're not having 5 winners. We got 4 winners now. Just stay alive. That's the name of the game for this one. Well, it looks like you guys are going to be sealing the deal, but who's going to get first? Boom! Daughter of May gets that first place prize of 200 Z and Z with a spell book. I will go ahead and send that 200 Z and Z to you, Daughter of May. Congratulations. Was a little tense. Was a little tense there at the end. But guys, as always, I've been your host, Tendo. Be sure to drop us some leads to some new people for the checkpoint. Come hang out on our Discord. If there's a game, blockchain game, or project that you want to see on there, be sure to let us know. And until next time, guys, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace!